So I'm just going to try and see if I can make it a bit more feng shui.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
Hey, baby, don't you know all the little things gon' come and go? Baby, just gotta make up your mind that every little thing's gonna be alright.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to episode 3 of Creator Convo. If you're new here, hi, my name is Zoe, welcome to my channel. Hit the subscribe button. I would love to get to 1,500 subscribers. That is my next goal, but I feel like I'm never going to get there. So if you want to help a girl out and if you want to join my hashtag onion ring crew, it's just my little sort of family that I got going on, then do hit the subscribe button. So today is part 1 of episode 3 of the Creator Convo series that Sean from Lift Heels and Thrills, Johnny from One Monk Stream and myself are currently doing. We're sort of doing these episodes like every other week and it's basically like a video podcast. If you haven't already seen our previous episodes, I will leave them linked in the description box, and all of the episodes are also in a playlist on all of our channels. Do go and check out that playlist if you sort of want a bit more context as to what we are doing. So Sean and Johnny decided to surprise me with this episode because I was just under the impression that it was just going to be me, Sean and Johnny doing this episode, but they actually surprised me with Sean from Parksville. And if you guys have been watching my channel since like September, October, you'll know that I have a massive love for Parksville. They are my favourite theme park YouTubers, just my favourite YouTuber in general. I take so much inspiration from their videos. I really look up to them and I just really hope to be like them one day, and I'm just so obsessed with their channel, like it's crazy. And Sean and Johnny didn't tell me that Sean from Parksville was going to be joining us today, and it was the best surprise I have ever been given, and it is the best thing that has happened to me this year, and I'm still in shock. Like, I just can't believe that they arranged this for me, and Sean from Parksville was so happy to actually come on and be included. And he talks a lot of sense and he has a really good like outlook on things, and he has a really good attitude towards everything as well. So yeah, it was really fun to speak to him, and yeah, I just can't believe that this actually happened. I can't believe that Parksville is on my channel. Like, what the fuck is going on? I will link all of our channels in the description box. Please go and check us out. And yeah, here is the video. Enjoy.
And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go.
So I'm just going to try and see if I can make it a bit more feng shui.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
Hello.
Hello, Sean. So
Much better.
these new Zoom effects are brilliant. So apparently we downloaded new Zoom Ultimate, and now what we can do, we can invite Parksville onto our Zoom calls. That's part of the Ultimate package.
Way.
What a bargain.
How are you all doing?
Not too bad, mate. How are you?
Not bad, not bad.
Good,
Caught
good.
me unaware.
Sorry for keeping you waiting,
Yeah,
No, it's good.
blame Zoe. She had no clue.
but one of us was late.
Good job it's not me.
The
for
quiet one.
Yeah, the quiet. She was busy tidying and everything. She didn't have a clue that we were on a schedule or anything like that.
Well, I literally only had a shower about 10 minutes ago. So that's my time management for you.
I'm loving that prop behind you, dude, from Drayton.
Oh, yes. Yeah. It's awesome, man. Which way I'm going? Mirrored. Yeah.
Yeah,
I saw him that
on our
Jordan
left.
told me. So nice one.
Zoe's a bit quiet.
My heart is like racing.
You're not expecting me to turn up.
No.
This has been the best kept secret for 3 days.
Zoe's probably.
I'm confused as to why it was such a secret.
Well, Zoe mentioned your lovely channel in our last conversation, and we thought
Yeah.
we'd surprise her. And I bet she's been thinking for the last week. They haven't messaged me about questions. They haven't messaged me about what this show's going to be about. So that's why she's probably a bit late. She's like, I don't need to rush. Nothing's been planned. So, yeah, nice little.
Well, she was making a brew 5 minutes ago, to be fair.
I have Tetley tea instead of Yorkshire this time. So.
I'm on my 6th cup of coffee. Honestly, I don't know why. I'm really tired today.
I'm a bit lazy. This is my 3rd mug this morning. So I was on Back to the Future this morning, and I swapped over to somewhere else. Now I'm on Batman. So,
Well, it is episode 3 now of this creator convo. Last week we achieved those 10 views, and that has upgraded us to having a visitor of superstar level.
Hardly.
Sean's looking around like, who?
Sean's got more subscribers
Sean
than me, so.
Well, you are held in very high regard. So to start off and kick off, do you want to introduce yourself, Sean, and your channel, and give us a little bit of a background of what your YouTube channel is and what you do?
Yeah, so my name's Sean. I'm addicted to theme parks and lift hills and thrill. No, but yeah, I run a channel called Parkspill with my fiance Jo, where it's just like we just do theme parks, go to theme park vlogs. It's mainly meant to be a theme park channel, but I guess we'll get on to the conversation later. But it's still a little bit away from that in a minute. Now the parks are closed. But yeah, that about sums me up, really.
So when did you start your channel?
So the first video I put up was, I think it was like, I shouldn't actually know this, but it was like, I think it was around November 2019. And then I didn't really put anything up until lockdown 1. So that's when I kind of started taking it seriously. So it was like, yeah, last year around May time, I think, was when I started regularly uploading and kind of experimenting with things. But yeah, it's been pretty cool. Enjoyed it so far.
I mean, fast forward, not even at 12 months yet. And I think I saw a post this morning, dude. I think you've probably seen it already. Ride Rater have voted you #1 best established 2020 channel.
That was mind blowing. Like that was so crazy. Like the Clamshell Awards was one thing, but then it was just like to get to the top of that list from like so many people who are like, you know, triple the amount of subscribers and just people I've genuinely been watching for years as well. Yeah, it was absolutely crazy. It come out of nowhere as well. It was like, I think it was like New Year's Eve when that come out. I think it was.
Yeah, it was about that, wasn't it? Because it all came out on Twitter, didn't it? And then it just kind of snowballed from there.
It's that weird thing though. It's like imposter syndrome where it's just kind of like you should be happy about it, and I was really happy about it. But then I was like, what? I don't deserve that. Like, not when you see like Coaster Bart. I think Coaster Bart comes second, and it's just like he's just so much more established. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's got a genuine style, and I think I've only just hit like 50 uploads last week, and I kind of just like, I just need to work out what I'm doing first. So it's a weird one.
The thing is, though, you've walked into I'd say it's still a niche, isn't it? Theme park vlogging and theme park, especially in this country. It's more broad over in America. But you've just walked in and brought cinematics that nobody has seen before. Now, I know you've got a history of video production. You've been doing it for many years. But did you feel as though analyzing videos from creators that you've seen over many months and years, that you thought there was a little gap that I could pursue in terms of the cinematic content that you're producing?
Yeah, well, it wasn't actually me who thought about that. It was one of my good friends he's not an enthusiast, but he's not an actual enthusiast, but he likes going to theme parks. And I don't know if you've seen that Drunken Oktoberfest Blackpool Pleasure Beach video we did, it's him, but he was the first one because he knew, like, you know, how much I loved watching like vlogs and just general theme park and roller coaster stuff on YouTube. And he was just like, why don't you do this? Because, you know, you're very good at, you know, what you do. Because obviously, like I say, it's my job. And I was just like, nah, that's cringe, man. I couldn't do that in a theme park. I could not film myself in a theme park. And I was just like, just walking around with a camera, and he was just like, just try it. And then, so it was one of them where he kind of made me think maybe there is something I could bring to it. But it was again, I still see it as kind of like a hobby. I think like most of us here, it's a hobby at the end of the day. So I really wasn't, I just thought I'd start the channel and then start uploading videos whenever I just wanted to. And then when it got to that point with, when I got to like 1,000 subscribers, like the panic set in. Where I was like, people have actually subscribed now and I've actually got to make content. Otherwise it feels like disrespectful to not do that. So I think that's it really. But like, yeah, to answer your question, I think I don't just watch theme park stuff. I watch all types of content on YouTube, which I'm sure we all do. And it's just a case of just taking a little element of a YouTuber I like, whether it's the way that they interact with the camera, and then like the kind of stuff like Peter McKinnon and like Casey Neistat. Like I've loved Casey Neistat vlogs. It's such like, you know, if anyone that is out there who's not watched it and wants to do vlogging, like he is the expert in vlogging, like just telling a story in a vlog. And that started getting me really excited because it's like, well, most people think you just turn up with a camera and then you just film your day and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, well, if you can actually just say things like what you're about to do. So for example, like we're going to look for some halloumi. We were anyway. But if you just say that in the vlog, it gives the reason for people to like want to watch because they're like coming on a journey with you. So it's just picking up tips like that, just like being natural, but also being like, oh, we should actually tell the camera this. So little things like that, really.
I think that's really good because we spoke about last week about how different people's creativity and how they lay out their vlogs is different, and that's one thing that I pick up because I'm a massive fan of Casey Neistat. And he does say that it is just storytelling at the end of the day, and that's he started it because he wanted to try and make small films about his day, with a start, a middle, and an end. And I think for people that want to start, one of our topics is about why you should start vlogging, and we'll come on to that later. But that is a great tip, just like you just said then. It is just telling a bit of a story rather than just picking up a camera and wandering and hoping for the best.
Even just like, I mean, you don't even have to, I never like plan a vlog, but you just kind of film as much as you can. And then a little bit like Casey, how he mentions, like he edits he creates it in the edit. So it's like, it's not about like putting everything in. It's like, it's more important what you leave out at the end of the day. And you can just as long as you just got a camera on you all the time and saying certain things, because there's a few obviously YouTubers who can get away with just making like 2-hour vlogs, but they've got an audience, haven't they? And I think these days it's like you just gotta stand out a little bit more, and it's not necessarily about the gear, which I know everyone. I know that I got a lot of subscribers because of the cinematics and stuff, but then it's like, well, anyone can potentially come and do that. It's like, what's going to make you stand out as like just people, really? So yeah, but yeah, Casey, absolutely. I'm so gutted he doesn't like put up many videos anymore, because it used to be daily, didn't it?
Yeah, now it's like golden.
Yeah, it did
here and there.
Yeah.
But in terms of the cinematics and your content and channel as a whole, I'm guessing in the bigger picture, you don't want to just be labeled as Sean who does the cinematics, because that's probably not the niche that you want to be, boxed in. So is that the point where you're going to be putting more focus into the vlogging format in the future, and then having the cinematics as separate? Like, have you got a plan to distinguish between the two so nobody just puts you in a box for future content?
I think really I think the cinematics will always be part of the vlog, because I think it's the way I see it is it's like setting the scene, isn't it? When you do cinematics, it's like we open, it catches attention, and it sets the scene, and then it's like, and also if you put a cinematics, throughout the vlog as well, it's like a nice little aid to pass the time. So I think they'll always be part of the vlogs. But yeah, I think it'd be nice, like in the future, if it wasn't just like, like Parkspill, they're really good at cinematics. It's like it'd be just amazing if one day you could be like Tim Tracker, where he gets like 200,000 views on like, we bought a new cot. Do you know what I mean? Nothing to do with Disney. It's just, that would be great. But that's because people genuinely like the people they are, and they seem really, really authentic, and things like that. And it's just I mean, there's been times where we've done something on the vlog and been like, nah, like that's not us. Like we need to remember, like let's not play up to the camera. Like people can tell when you're being fake. I think even if it's not down to bad acting, it's just you get a vibe. Don't know if you guys agree, but
Yeah, we were talking about it in a show. Was it the last one or the first episode? These go by so quickly now. But we're on about being
They
authentic
really do.
on camera, and you know how it comes across. Because if you're trying to force something, people are going to pick up on that. If you're not being natural, or if you know faking it for a camera, like some of them, even the big YouTubers still do it now. You can name about 5 straight away who play up to camera, who've got a script written out beforehand, and they literally predict their day and like work it to their narrative. But if you're coming across natural, then obviously people are going to relate with your personality rather than necessarily what you're showing on screen. So yes, they want to see you going around Alton Towers, but if you've got a great personality, you could go to Alton Towers the next day and they'll probably still watch exactly the same video at exactly the same park because they're tuning in for you as a person rather than you as the content, you know, shower, if that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. And could you imagine like trying to be fake? If you started off as, there's a lot of people who have like talked about this, like, you know, YouTubers who started 10 years ago. And they've, you know, they've said like 5 years down the line that they've had like burnout because they can't, you know, just pretending to be someone else. Starts off very small, but eventually it's like you get to the point where it's like, I can't keep like doing this. This is my full-time thing now. Like I've got to keep pretending to be this person that I'm genuinely not. Like I think everyone has a persona on camera. There's just something that comes naturally, isn't it? Like if it'd be a bit really boring if I just was like, hello, welcome to the vlog. Like you're gonna have to like just get your energy levels and just put them up a little bit. Everyone does that, I think.
It's like your personality on steroids for a camera, but it's still you and it's still your personality.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it comes back to the reason why you do it. I think a lot of people, if they get into this sort of YouTube game because they want to be YouTube famous and be an influencer, they do try to be that sort of fake sense of themselves because they're trying too hard. Whereas if you do this because you enjoy it and you want to just create content that people will enjoy and that you enjoy to create, you almost become that more authentic self.
Yeah,
because there's not that pressure on yourself to almost perform because it is just you.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think it's one of them things where it's like I say, it's so obvious sometimes, and even just like I think when you try to pretend to be someone else, this is where I see a lot of people, not just like in theme park, but generally, like it's nice to be like inspired by people, but when you try and take on their actual like character traits, it's like it gets so obvious. Like it was like I mentioned earlier, Peter McKinnon, like he always starts in intros off just like what's up guys, like, and just like does this like little pop, and then it's like so many people then started doing the same thing like unironically as well, and then like it's so obvious, guys. Like I think style wise you can like, you know, I think what's the book I've got over there? This is a really cool little book for anyone who's not seen it before, Still Like an Artist, and it's basically just saying how like it's impossible to be original these days, but there's a certain way to do it. And I think you were talking about it last week where Zoe, you said, you know, you saw our vlogs was inspired by our cinematics. And it's just like, you messaged me and I was like, I didn't invent like this sort of style of filmmaking. I've just brought it to a filmmaking genre. So, but I get loads of messages like that saying like, I hope you don't think I'm copying you. I'm like, mate, I'm like, who invented the vlog? We're all copying whoever invented the vlog. So it's one of them, isn't it?
And there's me sending Wayne's World We're Not Worthy gifts. That's all I ever seem to send you on private messages.
Oh yeah, it's funny though. I do think it's funny.
So what does the future hold for your channel? Do you think that your current way of vlogging will evolve over time as you evolve and kind of do different things? Do you have a plan for the future? Or is it just kind of, I know it's hard to plan anything in current climate.
I'm a bit like Sean, to be honest. I just do wing it a lot of the times. And again, like I'll think of a few ideas. I've got like probably like a list of about 100 ideas to do. And then I'll just look at it and go, I kind of feel like doing that today. Even if I think it's a video that's not going to do very well, like just in terms of like for the algorithm, I'm just like, I feel like doing it. It's a perfect time just to get it out there, really. But vlogging wise, I think it will probably continue the way it is. And I think that's the beauty of YouTube is I've not got these, like, I really enjoy my actual job, which is like filmmaking, making videos for like companies and marketing aspects like this. I've got no hope of like stopping doing that. But this channel, the Parks World channel, is like, it's kind of just like a little creative outlet where I get full control of everything and I can experiment with things. And what I love the most is the fact that you have, you know, you can just have a look at watch time and see when people drop off, and then you go, well, how could I make people stay a little bit longer? Just because it's like, not because I'm like, I want to get massive. It's just like, I'm just interested in how, you know, people are entertained. And I read loads of books about, well, I've come from a filmmaking background, so I'm just obsessed with like storytelling, and like anything by Joseph Campbell is like really interesting to read, like Hero with a Thousand Faces and these little things that these aren't like new little tricks and tips that YouTubers have like found out. It's just like they're taking what works in novels and films and TV shows, what keeps people like binge watching. They've just worked that out and seen how to put it into like their own content. So I just find that really interesting. So I think future wise, it's just trying to just improve. I try and make every video genuinely be better than the last, which is probably not the healthiest way around making content, because you put a lot of pressure on yourself.
Well, yeah, you set the bar now, dude. I mean, you said your next video is going to be the biggest one yet, and we're watching your previous videos. Like, how can you step that up in lockdown? Like, can you give us a hint as to what that's about, or is this going to be a big drop? And you know,
I can't really tell. Obviously, I can't tell you what it's going to be because it would ruin it. I just want it to be a bit of a surprise. But it's a vlog, and it's got a slight narrative to it. So I don't know if my last video I did, well, the one before I did a live video anyway, I did a one about how to be a vlogger, but I wanted to do it in like a funny way and just like not be your standard, just like sitting down. So I tried to weave like some like silly narrative into it.
I don't know, so you were sitting down on that toilet for quite a while, mate. I've got to be honest.
Yeah. I did have my trousers up.
Yeah, thank God.
It didn't look like that. When I was editing it, I was like, I look like I'm actually just on the toilet here. But yeah, it's kind of gone with that idea, but like gone more, like 10% more, well, probably 100% more with it. But it's going to be me and Joe both in that. So yeah, it's just a big video because we've been filming it for like, we filmed it all day yesterday, a little bit day before, and got a little bit more to do today. So it's just like a lot of time has gone into it. So I'm really excited for it though. See how it does.
Sweet. And we're going to take a regular scheduled maintenance break to check on Zoe's blood pressure, because she hasn't said a damn word for like the last 15 minutes.
This is the quietest I've ever heard you.
I'm just checking you're not flatlining, so you did smile. So
I'm probably just talking too much. That's the problem.
I'm sure, Zoe, you have about 900 questions that have all gone out of your brain right now.
I'm really bright as well. Why am I so bright? And to keep looking at Sean's like camera thing, his is so good quality, and all of our threes are just shit.
That might be your internet connection, because mine's the opposite. Everyone else is kind of blurry, and you're in focus. Very strange.
Zoe, do you have any questions that you'd like to bring in at this point?
How did you get into filmmaking? Like, how did you get into the like background and stuff?
Well, I kind of like, I've always been, ever since I was a kid, I was like, do you remember like with like VHS tapes, at the end of VHS tapes, you'd sometimes get like behind the scenes like stuff. So I used to, well, I remember watching, I think I was about 10 years old, and for some reason I was allowed to watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original one. And
nightmares for days.
Yeah, but I was absolutely obsessed with that film. And then like I remember like trying to recreate it with my dad's VHS camera, like loads with my mates. And then I remember renting the video, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and saw how it was made. and it was like super low budget, and it was just like I'd seen other behind the scenes, but this one, but it was like, you know, hundreds of people on set and blah blah. But then it's like Texas Chainsaw Massacre was just like a few people on set and stuff, and that really got me interested in it. And then I got a camera for my 12th birthday, started just making stupid little army films and just comedy films. I used to watch a lot of like CKY and Jackass type stuff, which I think Sean will know about that.
Oh yes.
So we started recreating like stupid stunts, but then like I was also in bands growing up, so I started like just experimenting with making music videos from a band on Windows Movie Maker and stuff. And then eventually I just went to college because I got kicked out of sixth form for bad behavior. So I had like a year out, and then I found there was like a college that did like a film degree, and it blew my mind. And I was like, what, this could actually be a job? This is really weird. I just thought this was like a really passionate hobby I had. So I did that. Realized I had like a natural, I wouldn't say natural talent, but like a natural curiosity. Like I was obsessed with it and going, because I think most of the learning is self-taught. Doesn't matter what you're studying at college or university. There's only so much like textbooks can teach you. But yeah, and then from there I went to university. Didn't do much at university. But what was good about university was that they had so much expensive equipment that they could teach us on, and they'd like you know, it was like, I remember the first time I used one of the Steadicams, which is, for those you don't know, you know, proper vests, big arm on them, and they're all counterbalanced, and we had like proper professionals come in and teach us how to do it, things like that. So that was just the best, was that we could have all this equipment, and we had like green screen studios and stuff, and then just experiment with it. And then I had all these like ideas that I was going to be like Quentin Tarantino. And then like when I realized I was like nearly like I was approaching 30, I was like, it's probably not going to happen. So it was one of them where in the end I was like, I need to make some kind of YouTube channel, because I know I can film, but it just needs to be the right type of channel, what I'm passionate about, and can just think of like 10 videos off the top of my head. And that's when my mate said, just go and do that. But yeah, filmmaking wise, it's just been doing it for so long. But I'd say I started learning properly about film probably when I was around about 20, 21. That's when I started taking it really seriously. But you got to remember now as well, is that there's so much information on the internet and like YouTube videos. Like when I was growing up, I'd actually have to order a book off Amazon, when Amazon, all they sold was books, wait like 2 weeks for it to arrive, and then just like read it. There was nothing on the internet. So it's just such a good time now for filmmakers to be like learning stuff. So that's about it. I need to start. I tend to waffle a lot, so sorry about that.
No, keep waffling.
Yeah,
It's
we've got this because we all seem to nod along every time people are talking.
Yeah.
So we've got that. But yeah, the shortened version of that is we've got Johnny Knoxville, Bam Margera, and Steve-O to thank for why Parkspill exists today.
Pretty much, yeah. And Leatherface.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys enjoyed part 1. Part 2 and part 3 will be over on Sean from Lift Hill and Thrills and Johnny from One Mic Streams channels. Again, all these channels and everything will be linked in the description box. Please go and check them out. Thank you so much to Sean from Parkspill for coming on. I'm still in shock and I can't believe that he is actually on my channel. And a massive thank you to Sean from Lift Hills and Thrills and Johnny for putting this together. Like, they kept it hidden so well, and they managed to keep it a secret. So well done for that, and thank you so much for surprising me. I'm just in shock. I still can't believe it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see more creator convos, and check out everyone's channels that are featured in this video. Don't forget to comment down below with the hashtag OnionRingCrew, and I'll see you guys next time for a brand new video. Mwah. Bye.
'Cause ain't nobody like me.